This evening, 3 persons were arrested amid the discovery of narcotics in carry-on luggage at the CJIA International Airport. 14-year-old missing teen turned herself into police custody. Ghana police force is still piecing together the circumstances behind the death of 2 males discovered at the Marriott Hotel parking lot. In the region, Rio's Carnival celebration is back, but parties will be smaller. And internationally, China racing to curb COVID outbreak. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The Ghana police force is still piecing together the mystery surrounding the death of 2 men discovered in the Marriott parking lot over the weekend. Esther Sobers has more.
Several family members and friends were sent into shock after 2 well-known men were found dead in a car at the Marriott parking lot on Sunday, April 25th. The dead men have been identified as 25-year-old singer and music producer Pesha Narayan Hasraj and 34-year-old American airline flight attendant Justin Teixeira. Police in Regional Division 4A are investigating the discovery made just past midnight last Saturday after police at Breakdown Police Station received information that 2 bodies were lying motionless in a car in the Marriott Hotel parking lot. When investigators arrived on the scene, they were informed by a 28-year-old employee of the Marriott Hotel that they received a call from June Teixeira, the mother of one of the victims, saying that her son was having a seizure and asked if someone could check on him. The hotel employee said she immediately dispatched an employee to check the man's room, but it was emptied. The employee then went to the man's vehicle in the parking lot and observed the motionless body of the men with the windows halfway down. The men were pronounced deceased on the scene. No marks of violence were evident on the bodies. Police discovered a plastic bottle containing a whitish hard substance in the back seat of the vehicle. The officials from the Ghana Forensic Laboratory indicated that it suspected the substance may be sodium cyanide. However, this cannot be confirmed since the lab cannot do such testing. It will be sent overseas for testing. The bodies were escorted to the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Kano authorities apprehended a female traveler with narcotics in her carry-on luggage at the CJIA International Airport on her way to the United States of America. More from Dale Jarvis.
Officers of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit intercepted a female passenger destined for the United States with a quantity of suspected cocaine concealed within her carry-on bag at the CJIA International Airport on Friday, April 22, 2022. Reports are that around 9:05 p.m., 25-year-old Zanil Williams of Lot 181 Lamahar Gardens, Georgetown, and Jamaica Queens, New York, USA, was an outgoing passenger when a search was conducted on her hand luggage by a Kano officer. The suspected cocaine was discovered during the search in the woman's hand luggage hidden in the walls of her laptop bag. She was arrested and escorted to Kano's headquarters with the suspected narcotics. A further search of Williams revealed a quantity of suspected cocaine strapped to her body. The narcotics tested positive for cocaine with a total weight of over 9 kg. The narcotics have an estimated street value of over 5 million Guyana dollars. Further investigations into the matter led to the arrest of former Kano officer, 33-year-old Anil Suku of Kurukuru Linden, Suslike Linden Highway, and GRA officer, 27-year-old Shamika Caesar of Durban Street, Wortmanville, Georgetown. Investigations are ongoing. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Police in Division 4A is looking for several men as they investigate a report of an alleged robbery under arms and shooting incident committed on 27-year-old Glenroy Griffith, a vendor of B-Field Sophia, East Coast Demerara, on April 22nd. Reports said that around 4:30, Griffith was liming with some friends on a bridge at B-Field Sophia when he was approached by 2 males, one of whom he knew as Peter. Griffith stated that Peter dealt him a slap across the face and threw a handgun at him while snatching off a gold chain from around his neck, worth over $150,000. The 2 suspects then escaped. Griffith made a report to the Turkine police station. He was told to wait on the patrol vehicle to visit the scene, but instead he left. Griffith further stated that around 8:30 p.m. that evening, he was on his veranda when he observed the suspect Peter and about 7 other men approaching his bridge. One of the men reportedly drew a handgun and fired several shots in Griffith's direction, but he managed to take cover in a neighbor's yard. One of the suspects drove away with his motorcycle. Police, acting on information, visited a house in A. Sophia where one of the suspects were arrested and escorted to the Turkana police station, where he remains in custody. A search continues for the other suspects. Investigations are in progress. An inmate at Lusignan prison was discovered with 92 grams of cannabis hidden in his underwear. Dale Jarvis has the details.
An 18-year-old Lusignan prison inmate was found with 92 grams of cannabis stashed in his underwear on Sunday, April 24th. Inquiries disclosed that around 10:30 a.m. the teenage inmate was laboring on a prison farm when the prison training instructor observed him acting suspiciously. As a result, the training instructor conducted a search of the prisoner's body. 2 brown plastic parcels were discovered in the inmate's underwear. The police was summoned and the parcels was handed over to them. The substance in the parcel was checked in the presence of the inmate and it appeared to be a number of leaves, seeds and stems suspected to be cannabis. When told of the allegation, the inmate admitted to the same and was cautioned. The substance was tested and confirmed to be cannabis. It was weighed and amounted to 92 grams. The inmate is from Albaiston and is serving a sentence for the offense of robbery under arms. Investigations are in progress. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Stick around after the break. Missing 14-year-old teen turned herself into police custody, and 2 men were arrested in connection with a jewelry robbery.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure. always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. A 14-year-old girl who was reportedly missing has turned herself in and is now in custody of the Child Care and Protection Agency. Esther Sobers explains.
A widely circulated post of a missing 14-year-old girl has resulted in her safe return. A friend reportedly handed the disappeared teen over to the Covent John police station. According to reports, the teen was by a friend's house on the Suicide Linden Highway. Commander of Regional Division 4C, Senior Superintendent, has confirmed that around 4 p.m. on Saturday, April 23, 2022, 19-year-old Sharda James of Moblisso Bridge, Suicide Linden Highway, brought the missing 14-year-old girl to the Covent John police station. Parsham said the teen was interviewed by the police stated that when she left her mother's home on the East Coast, she said she went to James' house on the Linden Highway unknown to her mother because she claimed that her mother would allegedly beat her. On the night of her disappearance, the teen said she called her mother to inform her that she ran away. This, however, enraged the mother, which led to an argument. After the argument, the 14-year-old said she decided not to call nor answer her mother. The teen went on to say that she learned the location of Sharda James and her 17-year-old sister through someone she met on Facebook, who also lived close to the sister. The Child Care and Protection Agency was summoned after the police took her statement. She is now in their custody. Several teenagers are said to have run away from home during the pandemic. Fortunately, many of them have returned home safely. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A 20-year-old man is in police custody after being captured with more than 8 pounds of marijuana. More from Dale Jarvis.
A 20-year-old male is in police custody after being caught with over 8 pounds of cannabis at Last Street Horstilling, East Bank de Marara, Saturday, April 23rd. Reports are that sometime between 7:30 a.m. and 8:15 a.m., police ranks from the CID headquarters, acting on information received, stopped and searched a 20-year-old laborer who was crossing the farm bridge and entering the Last Street Horstilling, carrying a bulky multicolored handbag. A search of the bag unearthed 4 bulky brown Scotch tape parcels containing leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. The 20-year-old was told of the allegation and arrested. At CID headquarters, the suspected cannabis was weighed in his presence. It amounted to over 8 pounds. The suspected cannabis was marked, sealed, and later lodged. Meanwhile, the suspect has implicated another man, and that person was also arrested and is in custody. Further investigations are being conducted. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. In this report, Esther Sobers tells us that 2 men have been arrested and a third is on the run after they robbed a businessman of over $1 million in jewelry.
Police have caught 2 of the 3 people who carried out a robbery under arms on 30-year-old Ren Prasad, a businessman shop owner of Crane Housing Scheme, West Coast Darara, on April 22, 2022. Reports are that Prasad was playing pool at his shop when he was approached by 3 suspects, 2 of whom were armed with handguns. They relieved him of 12 gold chains valued at $1.5 million. The men reportedly discharged 2 rounds in the air before escaping in a white Toyota Fielder motor car PZZ3371. Reports were made to the Regional Division Number 3, and as a result of the information gathered, the ranks traveled to the Barber Shop Street in Crane, West Coast Darara, where they discovered the abandoned vehicle. A 22-year-old taxi driver of West Romvelt and a 37-year-old of Durban Street are now in police custody as investigations into the incident continue. Police are looking for the 3rd suspect. The 2 suspects in custody are expected to be charged shortly. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Argentina farmers stage anti-tax protests in Buenos Aires, and China racing to curb COVID outbreak. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana.
The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees.
Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment, made to stand out.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Brazil's world-famous Carnival is back. Last year, the festival had been cancelled because of the global pandemic. This year, it was postponed for 2 months because of the Omicron wave. Al Jazeera's Monica Yannicure reports.
Thousands of revelers in shimmering costumes are back in the Sambadrome, where Rio de Janeiro hosts its annual Carnival parade, dubbed the world's largest street festivity. But this year's grandiose spectacle is anything but typical. It's being held in April, 2 months after Carnival season, and it's the first since the COVID-19 pandemic struck Brazil 2 years ago.
We come from 2 years of hardship and loss. Many of our dancers and singers died in the pandemic, which killed 660,000 people in Brazil, the world's second largest death toll. Lockdowns severely impacted imports from China, where we used to buy material for costumes.
The main theme this year is the fight against racial discrimination in a country that has the largest black population outside of Africa.
12 samba schools are participating in this parade. 8 of them are singing about Afro-Brazilian religions, against racism, against intolerance, and in favor of Brazilian black roots and rights.
Samba composers started writing their songs in 2020, just as Black Lives Matter protesters took to the streets in the United States. Many say it inspired them to make a political statement about Brazil.
Brazil, like the United States, has a debt with the descendants of African slaves. It's time we correct this historical injustice.
Brazil is preparing itself for divisive presidential elections. Blacks account for more than half of the country's population, but they still face exclusion, discrimination, and religious intolerance. Samba schools paid tribute to their ancestry and to deities of Afro-Brazilian religions who have come under attack by evangelical gangs in recent years.
Many of our temples were destroyed. Religious intolerance is a crime and should be stopped, but the government has turned a blind eye because of political reasons. President Jair Bolsonaro has the support of the evangelicals and far-right groups who are threatening democracy and diversity. We have to fight for our freedom of faith.
Compared to previous years, when millions of people flooded the streets of Rio to participate in Carnival, the city was quite empty. But the parade still brought a much-needed financial revenue to the samba schools.
The pandemic pointed a finger at the social gap between rich and poor, black and white, but it also showed us that we're mortal, because no matter our colour, our blood is the same, and that we should be grateful for those who survived.
The international audience for this year's Carnival was smaller, but the themes of social and racial discrimination have struck a chord with Brazilians as they prepare to elect a new president in October. Monica Yannicure, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
Argentinian farmers have blocked roads in the capital in protest against export taxes on agricultural products. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bo reports.
An uncommon sight in the city of Buenos Aires. Tractors from across the country came to Argentina's capital to protest against the government of Alberto Fernández. Andrés Miles traveled from the province of Santa Fe. He explained why he and others like him are at risk.
We cannot produce like this. All of us end up renting our farms because small-scale farmers end up renting their land to international corporations who can afford to bear the enormous tax burden we have.
Food prices are rising worldwide, driven up by the war in Ukraine. This has put Argentinian producers on alert. Farmers say taxes, export taxes, drought, and exchange rate controls are hurting their capacity to produce, and fear the government could increase taxes even more.
Thousands of people accompanied the farmers to the center of the city to protest against the administration of Alberto Fernández. They say they're tired of the inflation rate. It was close to 7% last month, and of the difficulties they face every month. They're saying that the government has no economic plan, and the bureaucracy and the restrictions implemented by the administration are hurting Argentina's productive sector.
Last March, the government increased export taxes on soybean flour and oil, seeking to control local prices and stabilize the price of wheat to what it was before Ukraine's conflict. It also says farmers are overreacting and there are no plans to increase export taxes again, at least for now.
We haven't increased export taxes on the producers, so they are marching just in case. They're marching against a project they don't know or imagine that could happen. So we have no doubt this is a political demonstration that has to do with other interests than defending the rights of the farmers.
Journalists like Matias Longoni say the situation inflames already long-running tensions between the government and the agricultural sector.
The farming sector's in a strange situation because, like most countries in the world, where they produce more food than they consume, there's a chance to make a profit. Argentina has a surplus of food and it could export more grain, milk and meat. But in Argentina's case, the better prices don't always benefit the farmer. This is the constant trouble between producers and the government.
And that's why farmers vow to continue with their demands. They say government assistance would help them to produce more, something they say would benefit Argentina's economy and the whole world. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
And internationally, China is racing to track a COVID-19 outbreak that may have been spreading in the capital for a week. Beijing residents have been buying essential items amid concerns a lockdown could be imposed, Al Jazeera's Katrina Yu reports.
Long queues for coronavirus testing are forming across the east of Beijing. The capital's Chaoyang district has ordered all those living and working here to be tested. It follows the discovery of at least 41 cases in recent days.
I do worry, but what can you do? You just have to trust and do what the government tells you. That's why I'm here.
I'm not too concerned. I have prepared 1 week's worth of food at home. That should be enough.
The warning prompted panic buying on Sunday. The shelves of many supermarkets and grocery stores have been emptied. Officials are trying to reassure the public, saying supply chains for essential goods are secure.
Retail, supermarket stores, community vegetable shops, and direct sale stores have a steady supply of daily necessities.
At least 28 neighborhoods have been put under lockdown and 1,200 close contacts sent to quarantine centers. More than 3.5 million people must undergo testing 3 times this week as Beijing races to contain this latest outbreak. Leaders here are anxious not to repeat the mistakes made in Shanghai, where experts say infections were identified too late. Most of Shanghai's 25 million residents remain confined to their homes. The commercial center reported more than 17,500 new cases on Monday. 138 deaths from the virus have been officially confirmed there in recent weeks. Most were elderly and unvaccinated, though some say the real death toll is higher. Residents say access to food and necessities has improved, though the indefinite lockdown, first imposed at the beginning of the month, has sparked widespread anger and desperation. A viral social media video criticizing the government's heavy-handed zero-tolerance approach has been censored online. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Make sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.